5 News This Morning starts now.
Well, U.S. and Chinese officials discuss a possible ban on TikTok as Americans could lose access to it later this week.
A comfortable start to your Monday morning, but it's going to be warm this afternoon. How much longer before fall returns? Answers on that coming up in your 7-day forecast.
And the University of Arkansas sees its highest enrollment numbers ever. A look at how the demand for housing is impacting students and families.
But first, a live look outside in Ozark. Always a beautiful sight. Good morning to you there at 6:30. Thanks for waking up with us. And you're not seeing things. Joshua was just here.
He was.
And Scott's joining us. Good morning, Scott.
I'm sending Joshua out the door on a special assignment for today. Special assignment, yeah.
I love that. Well, we're happy to have you here, but we always, as always, we ask for good news, please.
I do have some good news. It's sometimes a struggle to find good news in the weather forecast, but I got a little bit. You got some patience, though? Because you're going to need a little bit of patience. Right now out there, 68 currently in Sallisaw. Feeling good there. Huntsville, Bentonville, also at 68. Clarksville down to 65. How about that? 71 currently in Fort Smith. A comfortable start to your Monday. But goodness gracious, it's going to be another hot afternoon. Partly cloudy skies out there right now. We'll continue to see partly to mostly cloudy skies throughout the course of the day. In Northwest Arkansas, we're tracking upper 80s, even potentially some low 90s here and there. So that's going to feel very similar to how it felt out there yesterday. We get into late afternoon, early evening. We're expecting at least a few, maybe not many, but a few afternoon pop-up showers and thunderstorms in the River Valley. We're expecting to crack into those low 90s again. Also looking at the potential for some afternoon pop-ups out there. There is going to be some more meaningful relief by the middle part of this week. The pattern is overall going to be changing slowly, but I do think by the time we get to the weekend, we're certainly going to feel a lot better out there. Now, with that said, there are going to be some better rain chances between now and the weekend, which could be some good news for some folks. I'll have more on that coming up in your 7-day forecast, but first, what do you say we take a check of traffic around the area? Taking a live look in Fort Smith, this is going to be along I-540 at Kelly Highway. A little bit of volume out there as folks are waking up, starting off their week. At the moment, no accidents, no slowdowns. Everyone's up to speed. If that changes, we'll be the first to let you know.
Well, thanks, Scott. Authorities are sharing new details about the suspect charged with killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
The Utah County Sheriff says that 22-year-old Tyler Robinson is being closely watched in a special housing unit. On multiple Sunday shows, Utah Governor Spencer Cox said Robinson is not cooperating, though his friends and relatives are. According to a police affidavit, Robinson's roommate showed investigators Discord messages that the suspect sent, mentioning a rifle wrapped in a towel left in the bushes and bullet casings with inscriptions. Vigils honoring Kirk were held around the country over the weekend, including at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C.
Charlie Kirk did so much in his short life.
Kirk's public memorial service is scheduled for Sunday at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona.
In other news, President Trump says the National Guard will be heading to Memphis, Tennessee as part of the Trump administration's crackdown on crime. President Trump says his call for federal forces in Memphis came after speaking to Union Pacific CEO Jim Venu, who used to work in the city. So far, there's no official date set for sending troops to Memphis. But in a social media post, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee says he'll be working out the details with the White House.
Really not happy about the National Guard. I am looking forward to trying to find ways to invest in the things that we're already doing to address crime in our city.
The National Guard was called to Memphis twice in the past 6 decades, once after the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and 10 years later after the city's police and firefighter unions went on strike.
Well, Secretary of State Marco Rubio traveled to Israel over the weekend, meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister. Last week, an Israeli airstrike targeted a Hamas negotiating team in Qatar. Now, Qatar's Prime Minister called it, quote, state terrorism. Ahead of his trip, Secretary Rubio said he's pushing for a path forward to end the fighting.
What's happened has happened. Obviously, we were not happy about it. The president was not happy about it. Now we need to move forward and figure out what comes next.
In recent days, the Israeli military has intensified airstrikes on Gaza City and is demanding a full evacuation of about 1 million people.
Well, the U.S. and China are trying to reach a trade agreement before a self-imposed deadline. Officials from the countries are in Madrid, Spain, today for negotiations. Besides trade, they're also discussing TikTok. Americans could lose access to it in about 2 days, as Amy Kiley reports.
They're negotiating TikTok right now.
The U.S. could ban TikTok from American app stores Wednesday. That's unless a non-Chinese company acquires it. President Donald Trump says officials from the U.S. and China are trying to reach an agreement for such a sale.
We may let it die, or we may, I don't know, it depends. Up to China. It doesn't matter too much.
The ban stems from bipartisan legislation former President Joe Biden signed into law last year. It prevents TikTok's Chinese parent company, ByteDance, from maintaining ownership of the app. The law cites concerns over national security and data privacy.
A bipartisan majority in Congress wanted to see this TikTok app either sold, divested, or banned. And yet here it is still online.
The reason TikTok is still available in the U.S. is that Trump has delayed enforcing the ban 3 times. He could use an executive order to try and do so again.
His critics say it's one of the most egregious abuses of presidential power, basically claiming that he has the ability to nullify laws.
Trump credits TikTok with helping him win last year's election. He says he wants to reach a deal to keep it available to Americans.
I'd like to do it for the kids. They like it.
So he's recognizing the incredible popularity of TikTok, but he does seem somewhat agnostic about the future.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Well, the jury trial is set to begin today for a Garfield man accused of negligent homicide.
Gregory Payne pleaded not guilty to charges stemming from a crash that killed 14-year-old Gavin Bivens in July of last year. Bivens was a 9th grader at Pea Ridge Junior High. According to court documents, another teen told a deputy they were riding motorbikes and Payne's truck struck Bivens as they were trying to cross the street. Payne is also accused of other charges, including leaving the scene of a personal injury accident and driving while intoxicated. His trial is set to start at 8:30 this morning.
Enrollment at the University of Arkansas has reached over 34,000 students this year, the highest ever. Now, while this boosts the local economy, it also strains Fayetteville's housing market. One economist says the demand for housing is not just specific to students. There are also mixed housing developments being developed near the university for families to purchase.
Between the university adding about 1,400 or so additional units on campus, some additional fraternity sorority houses that will, meet some demand, and then the private sector filling in with the rest of the apartments, it goes a long way towards, meeting the needs for student-specific housing.
Well, he says it's not just the university that's growing, it's the whole region, and stakeholders have to keep up.
Well, a new digital tool from Baptist Health is giving mothers more support than ever, from pregnancy through postpartum, with just a few taps on their phone. It's called the Hello Pregnancy app, rolled out just last month, and it's designed to deliver personalized education, wellness tracking, and live access to a registered nurse, available 7 days a week. The app integrates with MyChart, making it easier for expecting moms to monitor their health and connect to care from home, all in a simple, user-friendly platform. In a state facing significant maternal health challenges, this resource aims to close the gap, bringing essential support to mothers who need it most. Destiny Walker with Baptist Health says they are already seeing positive responses from users.
We just started really promoting it about a month ago, and the numbers are skyrocketing. We are definitely seeing more users, and then we are seeing a lot of users join the nurse chat. And so that when they join maybe 2 or 3 times a month, that shows trust. They are trusting the nurse's advice.
The app is available on the Apple Store as well as Google Play.
Well, Americans are still